Respect, not your genuine love page. You know, this page is not for everybody, and that's okay. But no disrespect to anybody who decides to live like this. But it's unacceptable. It's extremely unacceptable, and it's unhealthy for you, especially for the long term. Because you're not getting younger, you're getting older. Just because someone overlooked you or someone gave up on you at the end of the day, never allow that to psych you out of your thought process that you cannot show up for yourself in a healthy way. You know, running to the street, you know, running behind the wrong person, the wrong crowds, to fit in. You know, you had a thought process once upon a time, and you still probably do have that thought process as to, I want to be a successful entrepreneur one day. I want to be able to get out the hood. I want to be able to help my family. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to rob people. I don't want to do malicious things to get money, to survive. It's not benefiting me in the long run. It's only hurting me in the process. You know, just because someone comes from a background with two parents, or someone comes from a broken home with one parent, or someone comes from a broken home with two parents, or someone comes from a broken home with no parents at the end of the day, everybody's in survival mode to live in a healthy way. Not to have to watch their back and have to worry about you trying to psych somebody out of their thought process because they have to worry about if you're trying to rob them or you trying to bring harm to them because you are envious over them and you jealous, or you don't care about your own life. Until your ass is sitting behind bars, reevaluate your thought process. You know what? This is not an environment for me. You know those moments where you have to reevaluate yourself? How many times did you go to the bookings to reevaluate your thought process and say, you know what? I don't want to end up back here. How many times you have to reevaluate yourself? You know what? Remember what that judge said? Don't return back, or I'm going to lock your ass up straight like that. But you didn't get it because it didn't faze you. This is what you're accustomed to. This is your norm. Why is this your norm? Why is this okay? Why is this acceptable? It's not acceptable, and it's not healthy. You mean to tell me you want to be that 60-year-old old man, that 50-year-old old man, robbing people still, doing malicious things to people, innocent people in the process, just so you can get your way? You're going to still be hanging out with them same people that you're hanging out on right now? I don't think they're going to be around for too long to be hanging out around with you, because they're going to be elevating in a healthy way, maybe. Or maybe not even be here. Maybe dead somewhere. No disrespect. Or behind bars somewhere where you can't get to them. So you don't keep getting in trouble so you can be next to your friend to hold you down. Like, make it make sense, sir, ma'am. It's cool to go to jail. It's cool to rob people. It's cool to take people's lives. It's unacceptable. You're only playing in your own face when you do such a thing. Respectfully, you're only playing in your own face. Because you know why? Every time you got to reevaluate your thought process at the end of the day, when you stand behind bars, if you're even given that opportunity. Because maybe one day you may come across somebody one day where they're going to catch your ass slipping where you thought you was catching them slipping at the end of the day. And this is what happens. This is what normally happens. When you get caught slipping, trying to line somebody up or try to psych somebody out of their thought process or their freedom, that person was already 10 steps ahead of you. Now that innocent person is fighting for their life, for self-defense at the end of the day against you. Now you want to play victim at the end of the day as to they was bothering you, when you was the one who started with them, and all they was trying to do was protect themselves against you. Why you got that mark on you? You saying because they hit you. Why did they hit you though? Did you explain why they hit you back? You thought somebody wasn't going to put their hands on you after you try to attack them? You know, you got them innocent people who are not going to go back and forth with you and fight you over some change, over their life at the end of the day. But then you do have those people who are tired. Enough is enough. I'm fighting you back. Are you crazy? Because at the end of the day, no fear is in nobody. We all bleed the same way, respectfully. No disrespect. But in the process of you being weird, in the process of you feeling like you can have your cake and eat it too, because the system is looking at you like you don't have no home training. That's how the system is labeling you. That you don't have no home training. You're the laughing joke at the end of the day. Respectfully, you are. Why? Because you are a number to them. You are already labeled a number. From birth, you was already labeled a number. To be designed for their system. To be in and out of their system. So you already failed that. You already passed their test. You did. You already passed their test. To psych you out of your thought process. To let you know that this is a norm. To be in and out of jail. This is the norm. Bother innocent people. We're going to give you a place to stay. We're going to give you some food. And go back out and do the same crime again. Until that one day you're going to come across somebody. And somebody's going to really physically hurt you. Or you know, this do happen too. You ever came across somebody that you thought you was going to line up, or you thought you was going to disrespect, or whatever the case may be, and then come to find out you did do something, right? And guess what? It's a small world we live in. A small, small world. You don't know who anybody knows. And to come to find out, an ass whooping is written with your name personally designed on it. Because you done just bothered somebody's child. You just bothered somebody's niece. You just bothered somebody's nephew. You just bothered somebody's aunt. You just bothered somebody's grandparent. You just bothered somebody's child. And guess what? It's a small world. You know, that quick phone call. Hey, you know this weirdo? Oh yeah? Where they hang out at? Oh yeah? All right. Just like that. And you don't know how much weight this person can hold at the end of the day. Who you just lined up. Who they really know at the end of the day. Who respects who at the end of the day. For them to allow it to happen. For it to allow it to go down. The way it's about to go down. Respectfully. Because you know, you think somebody's by themselves. People really not by themselves at the end of the day. People may be in fear for the moment. But you don't know who that person physically knows and emotionally knows, and who they really close to, who they genuinely love, or who loves them. Respectfully. So now you got a surprising ass whooping coming to you. And being that you bother people so motherfucking much, you don't even know where that ass whooping just came from. But you know what? It's karma written all over your ass. For good sake and bad sake. Now your face is all punched the fuck in. You can't even fucking open your fucking eyes. Because you know why? That person said they was going to show you a valuable lesson. The next time you think you're going to put your motherfucking hands on somebody or disrespect somebody ever the fuck again, you're going to fucking think twice, motherfucker. Open your fucking eyes. Can you fucking see? You got to be careful who you trying to line up. You got to be careful who you disrespecting in these streets. Respectfully. Because people don't play about their family. Especially the right ones you come across. Respectfully. You know, so when you're doing them petty crimes and lining people up, jumping people, and all that weird stuff or whatever, and then you don't even have a motive behind it. Just because you're envious and jealous and you're just trying to get a quick come off for somebody. Was it worth it? Now you can't even fucking see. That ass whooping didn't do nothing for you, evidently, because you still at it again. And come to find out, you had multiple ass whoopings coming towards you. So you would never learn. This shit turns you on. Some people like to get their ass whipped, I realize. They do. It turns them on. That's why you got to be careful who you fight. Because people get turned on. Their jaws get wet. Their jaws really get real life wet, and that's disgusting. That shit should be a fucking crime. Respectfully. Regardless if you're disabled, regardless if you're elderly, regardless of your sexual orientation, your culture, the color of your skin. At the end of the day, everybody deserves to be respected. Everybody deserves to be respected with no malicious intentions towards them. It should be no reason why an innocent person should go outside and have to worry about their life because somebody want to be envious or somebody has malicious intentions to bring harm towards them and their family. Nobody should be worried about their family member leaving out a household or leaving from a destination and worry about their life getting taken because somebody has malicious intentions and they can't even think for themselves. Because evidently you're not thinking. And the way your mindset is set up at the end of the day, for you to have malicious intentions towards an innocent person, it's the thought process for me. It's not allowing me to register that. I'm sorry, not sorry. It's unacceptable. It's unhealthy. I would say, what would your mother think about you? But then again, motherfuckers don't even give a fuck about their parents. Respectfully. And that's the problem right there. Until somebody does something to you, takes something from you, that's when you will understand the common grounds of respect. That's when you want retaliation at the end of the day, when somebody disrespects you. But you don't understand at the end of the day, it's okay for you to have control over someone's life and have control over the narrative as to what you want to do, when you want to do it. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And there's nothing godly about it. Nothing. And like I said, this page is not for everybody. It's nothing godly about it. Because just like that, you conceive kids into this world. You wouldn't want nobody disrespecting your child. You wouldn't want nobody having malicious intentions towards your child. Respectfully. At some point in time, you outgrow the old mindset as to being immature. Immature. It's okay to outgrow that mindset. It's okay. It's okay. But you will never be able to elevate in a healthy way if you don't grow out of that mindset. You know, taking from innocent people at the end of the day. Disrespecting innocent people in the process. Psyching somebody of their freedom. Because you felt like you wanted to jump people and rob them within your malicious intentions. Robbing old people. Robbing disabled people. Robbing innocent people. Robbing kids. What the fuck? Are you serious? Kids? Yo. Fucking kids, bro. Really? Grown-ass adults robbing kids. You're robbing kids. Wow. So you that jealous of a 17, 16-year-old, 15-year-old, 14-year-old little boy that acts more mature than you. Acts more mature than you, respectfully. You gotta rob him? His mother and father hard-earned money? His hard-working little part-time job? Hard-earned money? You gonna rob that little boy? You know how that little boy feel right now? How that little girl feel right now? You just took their innocence from them. Respectfully. Now they gotta worry about people like you. They baby still. Respectfully. They still grooming. They know this shit not right. But at the end of the day, you just shook in somebody's child's life and allowed them to feel unworthy of themselves. For the moment. Like, damn. Why me? It's not your fault. It's the person who took it from you. That thought they was the bigger person at the end of the day. They thought they was better than somebody. They had a point to prove. Stealing from kids? You got a point to prove, huh? Yeah, you sure enough got a point to prove, all right. And to brag about it, brag about that you stole from a baby. Wow. No type of home training. No home training at all, right? You know, just because you don't have home training does not mean that you can learn home training. It's a process within a process. It's one thing when you don't want to do something and when you do want to do something. But just because your upbringing didn't allow you to respect yourself and respect others around you at the end of the day, you got to come to terms at the end of the day when you're facing your own music. One day you got to respect somebody. You have to. One day you're going to respect somebody. But I hope it's not too late. I hope it's not too late. Respectfully. But in your process, within your process of you finding yourself, and stop sucking yourself out of your own thought process at the end of the day, and leave innocent people alone within your process of finding yourself. Leave innocent people alone. Leave innocent people alone. Leave innocent people alone. Leave innocent people alone. Respectfully, leave innocent people alone. It's just that simple. It's disturbing to see that people say they grown. I'm grown. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass woman. I pay bills. I take care of this. But they out here robbing little kids. Robbing little kids. They out here robbing kids, robbing elderly people, robbing disabled people, jumping people, beating people up to prove a point. What point are you really proving at the end of the day? Because you ain't getting no real street credit. Because no real man gives nobody no street credit like that. You ain't no real man or no real woman. You're not. And whoever told you so, they lying to you. And they laughing in your face within the process. Respectfully. Because at the end of the day, when they done with you, they done with you. When they turn their back on you, they gonna turn their back on you. With no questions asked. You know, just because someone comes from an environment where two parents are present, or there were no parents present, or there was one parent present, or the system raised that child, you know, once that child becomes an adult, you know, once that child becomes an adult, it's like, make it make sense, ma'am, sir. You screamed, you hollered to become an adult when you was a kid, right? Now that you're finally an adult, you don't even know how to be an adult. You screamed, you cried, you couldn't wait to become an adult. Now you're finally an adult, and you out here robbing people. Make it make sense, ma'am, sir. Within your process, leave innocent people alone. It's just that simple. Leave innocent people alone within your process, respectfully. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Never allow someone to psych you out of your freedom because they're miserable. Never allow someone to psych you out of your thought process because they're miserable. Never allow someone to psych you out of your thought process because you genuinely love yourself in a healthy way because they're miserable. Stop the violence. Stop the violence, stop the violence, stop the violence. Stop the violence. The person you're supposed to be attacking is the enemy. And you bothering innocent people within your process. You want to hurt somebody? Hurt the enemy. Hurt the enemy. Since you want to hurt somebody so bad, hurt the enemy. You know who the enemy is? The day you reevaluate yourself, you let me know who your enemy is. Because I'm pretty sure your enemy does not want to see you breathing right now. Respectfully. They don't. It's funny how the system plays tricks with people. And I'm allowed them to believe that at the end of the day, this is the norm. This is acceptable. This is okay. This shit is not okay. Ain't nothing about this okay. People are going against the wrong folks. Going against the wrong folks. You're putting all your anger into all the wrong people. The people you should be mad at is the system. Duh. And I say that respectfully. Make it make sense, ma'am, sir. The system failed you guys. They did. Because if the system didn't fail you, you wouldn't feel like it's okay to go in and out of jail. You shouldn't want to go back to jail. That's not a place for nobody to be. It's unhealthy. It's unsanitary. And it just goes to show your norm of living. You're not used to living in a comfortable home, a stable home. No disrespect. Because if that was the case, why the fuck is you in and out of jail? And why the fuck do you think it's okay to go in and out of jail? Why? To be with your homeboys? What the fuck is in there? What's in there? Are you gay? No disrespect. Are you gay? To be around a whole bunch of dudes all day? Who wants to be around a whole bunch of dudes all day long? Make it make sense, ma'am, sir. Hello? That's unacceptable. You mean to go tell me, your mans tell you to go rob somebody for their shoes, go rob somebody for their bag at the end of the day. You get caught up a couple of months later down the line. Your mans told you to go do that. But your man's never put money on your books. Your man's never not one time checked for you. The only time your man's checked for you is when you get back on the block. And by the time you get back on the block, they barely want to be bothered with you at the end of the day. Respectfully. Not unless if you catch another jukes. And if you can't catch another jukes, you better make it make sense at the end of the day. Hello? You don't see somebody playing in your face? Hello? You don't see somebody playing in your face? They using you. That's not a company. That's not a real business. And if you think it is, you're sucking your own self out of your own thought process. Respectfully. It's too much money to be out here for you not to be elevating in the right way. Instead of robbing people. Instead of you investing your time into robbing people, you could be investing yourself into healing yourself and figure out what is it that you genuinely like to do. What occupies your time? What keeps your mind focused as to, you know what? I love this. I have a drive for this. This allows me to be myself in a healthy way. I could show up for myself in a healthy way if I do this. I always wanted to do this as a kid. I'm very good at it. Being around the wrong people. Being around the wrong people. That's family. That ain't family. And if you feel like that's family, that's not family. Because there are genuine, authentic people who's going to respect you and love you and value your time with no malicious intentions and motivate you. Motivate you. Motivate you to allow you to see, like, you know what? I could be my best self vision. Only if I reevaluate my thought process. A whole lot. And I ask for forgiveness in a healthy way. They don't have to forgive me for what I did, but I'm asking for forgiveness. And when you start your healing process, it's never going to be an overnight process. But leave innocent people alone within your process of you finding yourself. Leave innocent people alone. Leave innocent people alone. Respectfully. There are genuine people out here that will respect you, that will love you, even if you don't have family, even if you ever never felt loved, or even if you never felt respected at the end of the day. You don't have to steal from somebody. You don't have to jump people. You don't have to rob people or try to psych somebody their thought process, let alone their freedom, just because you have malicious intentions to bring harm towards their life. Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. Now your genuine love and respect. Your life matters 365 days, especially with no malicious intentions to bring harm towards anyone. Respect.